like to make a continuation rant about school and about the moment where I just made this stupid poster, and guess what? Little old Mr. Stewart called me down and asked me about it. Okay, so here's how it started. I was real bored during the, late part of school. School was almost out, just a couple more days. So I'm like, alright, to have more fun before I get out of school, I'm gonna make an awesome Rickroll poster. So what I did, I took the traditional picture of Dr. Robotnik from Sonic the Hedgehog show, and I cut and crudely pasted Rick Astley's head onto Dr. Robotnik's body. Alright, and then at the bottom of the poster right there it says, "Support Messiah." Alright, I'm like, there's nothing bad about, there's no cuss words or pornography in this. Alright, let's put it on the hallways right there. And so I did it. Day one went fine. I'm like, alright, see that people like the posters, let's put it around in this plaza. And then here's how it happens. Mr. Stewart just calls me down and he's like, "Steven, now I'm aware that you've been making these posters about support Messiah. I think it's gang related. Do you know anything about this?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I know about those posters." He's like, "Well, can you tell me more? Do you have one with you?" I'm like, "No." I mean, even if I have one with me, would I show it to him, even though it's not that bad or has anything bad to offend him? He's the person that you don't want to make friends with because he overreacts about every little thing that you think that he wouldn't overreact. And next thing he asked me, he's like, "Wow, Steven, I think is this gang related? I mean, it says support Messiah, and it's real gang related around here in a small little school that has a population of 1,500 people. I think it's gang related." And he just overreacted and rant on. He made his own dumb rant in front of my face right there about how my poster was bad. And then, you should have believed it or not, but one teacher 2 days ago freaked out when I had their boombox and I was holding on the shoulder like that. And he just came up to me, he's like, "Oh, what are you doing with that?" I'm like, "I'm just holding it." I mean, yeah, I'm holding your radio, who cares? And so guess what, he just jacked it from me. I don't mean jack off like that, please no. I mean, he just took it away from me, but he was so dumb. I mean, he was so dumb that he was in a little pissed mood that he forgot the power cord. I picked up the power cord and I'm like, "Hey mister, you forgot this?" And he just slammed the door right in front of me. Right there. And then 5 minutes later, one of my other teachers from my radio class, he asked me to get the radio. I mean, it was hilarious. When I was getting that boombox I was holding on my shoulder, over 3 teachers were fighting for it. There's this one teacher that looked like the leader for the Spartans that you see in the 300 movie. I mean, he had the decked out beard. I mean, all he needs is to wear a brown Speedo or something and a red cape. I mean, this guy is furious. And then you had Weedhead Cosby that he wanted to listen to his little Bob Marley songs. I don't mind. But, what's the pathetic part is that it was 3 teachers fighting over some cheap little radio from 1995 that cost like $15. Pathetic. And another thing about school is that we have something called campus lunch, which I think some of you might have. It is that you're allowed to leave the school grounds, go somewhere like Taco Bell and McDonald's, and have a lunch there. That's cool, but one day some moron has to drive 50 miles an hour in a 20 mile an hour speed limit zone. But the thing that gets me is the people that snitch on these drivers. Because the next day, the principal of the school was like, well, guys, I'm on the intercom. We're going to talk about you student drivers. Yeah, you see, our people in our small, dumb, populated town of 1,500 people are complaining about you high school students. I'm like, okay, what seems to be the problem? Well, is you students are driving too fast. I'm like, really? And how come I saw the vice principal clocked at a speed of 35 miles an hour in a 15 mile an hour speed limit zone? What about that? I mean, I guess your teachers are allowed to break the rules while us students can just drive at a normal pace right here, while you teachers can smoke your marijuana, drink beer, and flash at young children at the age of 5 going at 55 miles an hour, and that's okay with you guys. I mean, you're saying that's okay, but it's not okay for a student to just drive 55 miles an hour. But I can agree that was real fast. But there are other students that just drive 5 miles an hour over the speed limit, and people in this town freak out. I mean, that was just ridiculous. Alright, I'm tired. See you later, infidels.